go to your inventory. You should have, and this is what you should be telling your team members to have as well. So you want to have about 15 to 20 bandages. Probably, I do, since in Star Wars you have a ton more space, I do 15 packing and 15 elastic bandages. That way there's just plenty enough.
Do we have the settings for those?
Variety, everybody.
What do you mean the settings for those?
I don't know if it's changed in the update, but I'm pretty sure before it was just like if you had the settings right, you needed the different bandage. Otherwise, you could just bring the basics.
Oh, if basic still works, those also might work. But with the new Ace update, I don't know it works. But either way, bring about 20 to 30 bandages.
The thing with, like, which has been true since before the update, is that basic works for everything, but it's not ideal for everything. Elastic is, like, very good for almost any wound, whereas packing is good for high velocity wounds.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't bring basic bandages. I bring elastic because they work better. I looked into Ace's medical system. Yeah, the
dude, they gotta make it like that one episode of the Clone Wars. You can just punch a droid.
Better for your
Elastics are your friend.
better for multi-purpose. Packing is only like specialized wounds, like the velocity wounds.
Yeah, that's when they penetrated your armor, because elastic's good for bruising, right?
Bruising, avulsions.
Yeah, and then packing is if you actually get like hit.
Yeah. Avulsion, tear, cut, scrape.
Wait, what role should I take?
Doesn't matter. You can take any of them.
The blood.
But anyways,
it's like a flesh wound where the blood goes on.
Yes, I mean, this is also non-medic. So if you guys have different amounts, or if you want to take more than that, that's absolutely great. But yeah, have at least 15 to 20 elastics, and then I don't know, 5, 10, 20 packing, whatever you can fit in there, whatever the medic recommends.
A lot less.
Yeah, so
but
I do 15 of each because the medic usually has extra anyways. And then morphine, I do personally 5 morphine, 5 epi, sometimes 6 or 7 if I can squeeze them in. You can definitely do more if you want, but that should be like minimum for you and your team members. Tourniquets, I usually bring, I think 4. What are my tourniquets? 2 to 4. I don't know. I have some of my. I don't want these.
I barely used.
I don't really use tourniquets at all because you guys can usually pick me up fast enough. But I carry 4 just so I can have 1 on each limb if necessary. And they don't take up like barely any space. So again, that's pretty much if your medic tells you. I mean, you guys are medics too, so if you don't want your team to carry them, then that's fine. But sometimes they're handy, sometimes they're not. I know in the old Ace Advanced they were useful, but and then blood. If you can fit blood in with Star Wars, you should be able to. I try to carry at least 1 500 milliliter. If you guys can fit more than 1 500 milliliter, that would be that's even better because that means the medic has to carry even less. And then cable ties, I usually carry about 3 cable ties, just because there's usually an HVT in each mission that you can grab. If not, it's every other mission, so I carry those. Earplugs, I carry 2, because someone always forgets their earplugs and needs to borrow some, so...
yeah, I bring 5.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, always bring extra of those. And then smoke grenades, I usually bring like at least 4 or 5, just because you're always throwing smoke cover. I mean, I think in this loadout, I think I have.
That's FAL, right?
I got 5, 6, 7. Yes.
Is that necessary?
So I have 7 smoke grenades, and then I have a couple smoke rounds as well. So you want like 5 minimum white smoke grenades, and then you want probably 2 blue and 2 red.
No, that's
so that way you can mark targets or mark friendly space if you need.
Yeah.
Weird.
I never have
KillSmith's, quick question. Is 40 mil no 40 mil smoke bounce on in this lip set?
Yes.
This mod set? Okay. It didn't work.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
No, I literally just saw 40 mil bounce across the fucking field.
Yeah, see, that's bouncing.
Oh, well, I guess it's not on.
Okay.
I don't think it's on.
Definitely.
Yeah, what's the worst that could happen?
It should have been, but anyway, it's on the Star Wars one for sure. But if not, I'll turn on this one. It might be a. There might be a minimum distance for it. I don't know, to be honest. But anyways, back to inventory for your teams. So we got through that. Smoke grenades, yeah, carry like 5 white and then probably 2 red and 2 blue or green, whatever color. Essentially, if you need to mark enemy area with red, use red, and then if you need to mark friendly or a landing area, use green or blue. Doesn't matter to me. Then map tools. It's a new map thing that I added. It's a pretty cool mod where you can measure distances and small stuff on your map if you have it.
Were you fucking using those?
You don't have to. You can bring it.
Cartography.
Oh,
Yeah.
hell yeah, cartography.
It helps if you want to.
Oh, hell yeah.
Do that.
What is it?
No,
What's
so
it
literally,
called?
if you, it's called map tools. If you go to the
artillery, all you
plus.
have to do is just say,
Yep.
hey, I don't like that. Can you make it disappear?
All right, hold up, guys. Let's listen. Okay, so yeah, once you have it
I mean, am I wrong, though?
in your inventory, you want to self ace interact in your map.
Thankfully, we're
And you
not
can go to
so
map
advanced that you have
tools.
to actually use a fucking
And you go to
chart
show
figure out
small
where to
map
shoot.
tool or show normal map
What
tool.
was that, Sergeant? Where do I have to aim?
What's a normal map tool and small map tool? Oh!
So you can use that, and then you can measure
Oh my god,
distances.
yes, thank you. Fuck, a compass that you can put at your position. Can you
Yeah.
rotate this thing?
Yes, you can.
Oh,
I
you can.
don't.
You hold Alt.
That's what it is. Yep.
Yep.
And you drag
Hold
around with
Alt
left
while you-
trigger.
Yep.
Anyways, so
Oh,
yeah,
sorry,
if you want to
God,
use
go ahead.
that, you can. You don't have to.
Definitely fucking using this.
But yeah, it's just another option to have if you really want it. It definitely does help.
Quick question, if anyone knows. You see how on the compass on the map tool, the outer edge has a dial from 0 to 64? Do you know what that is? What units those are?
Where are you looking at?
You're looking at the map tool, right?
Mm-hmm.
You see the outer ring of the compass? It has 0 to 64? Or 62, really, but... not 64.
I know the inner one are your degree bearings.
Yeah, that's degrees.
The outer one, I don't know if it's a different unit of measure of degree bearings. I don't know.
I mean, it seems like it, but I wonder what it is. Okay, no worries, I was just wondering.
Yeah, I don't know myself either.
Because it's definitely much, like...
And then the
smaller
cool
scale
thing
fighting.
is, if you draw on the map next to the map tool, it draws a straight line just like you're using a pencil next to it.
Oh, yes!
Wait, what?
You can draw a straight line with the map
It's
tool.
time for all of us to militarily come over the fact that we're able to draw straight lines now.
Right?
Oh
You have
my
no idea
God.
how happy this makes me.
I
love
can
it.
tell. I can tell in your voice. Yeah.
Wait.
Oh, wait, shit, sorry.
You don't have to do like control that you can draw that. It's just like shift control actually make a line.
Yeah, right. I was trying to figure out which one.
Oh
it
my
was.
God,
shit.
holy shit.
Oh, I did not know that.
What's a shift click?
It's
Control Shift Click.
Wait, why the hell? did I
That's
have-
cool. I
Okay,
did not
that's a
know
bit
that,
fucking
Xylemic.
cursed,
Look
not
at
gonna
you.
lie.
There is a shift click, and you put down a little marker.
Because like I've noticed people going like, yeah, let's go here.
I did not
Holy
know
crap.
that Control Shift Click. That's super cool. Anyways, that's
Right,
awesome.
yeah.
Good to know. But wait, back to inventory. You want to have a long range. You want to have the, I think it's under watch, and it's the micro dagger tool. Yeah, if you go to, it's watch. You want the micro dagger radio programmer, because that is needed. It helps TFAR work correctly somehow. I don't know why. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But there's
Sure.
that.
Micro dagger, you said?
Yep.
Yeah, Gen Watch.
Radio programmer. Yeah.
How do you use it?
From
You're
what I
Is it
know,
passive?
I think it's passive and it just helps to connect. Because sometimes when you don't have it, you can't. You're like on a different radio frequency. But I've asked the
Yeah,
task
yeah,
force
yeah.
guy,
Like,
and
Praise be to the
Wait.
gods. Maybe Tifa can actually fucking work now.
I know that there's an actual micro dagger radio, and I thought
Yeah,
that was
there
just a
is.
tool for that.
Yeah, that there is one.
That's what I was thinking.
How does it help with TFAR?
I was under the
I don't know.
impression
sorry,
that
no,
it
no.
helps. Like I said, I have no idea. I was under the impression from reading forums
Man,
that
this
you
silencer is
needed
pretty
that
fucking lit, though.
to be on the
I
same
am.
wavelength as
Fuck,
everyone
I followed
else.
on machine and stuff.
Like if I'm on channel 50, sometimes it doesn't work with someone else. I was under the impression that it does that. If it doesn't do that, then no worries. I just read forums, but I didn't actually ask the TFAR guy. What's the micro dagger?
Well, there's a micro
It's
dagger
a small
GPS.
dagger.
Yes, the GPS.
Fucking hell. It's the smallest dagger in the world.
I'm ready to have my head blown off now.
It's a micro dagger.
It's the last resort melee weapon, alright? You run out of shit,
Let me play
shank him.
the violin, the smallest
Hydro
violin.
blade.
Oh, good to know. Good to know.
Let
I'm
me
learning
play a
stuff
sad
right now,
song.
guys.
We are
Good
the
to know.
world's smallest violin.
Okay.
Lana, what the fuck are you wearing?
That should be mostly everything. Oh yeah, entrenching tool. Make sure everyone in your team has entrenching tools. That should be a check-in before you even like leave. And then
Don't have an entrench. Ah!
why do I have so much random crap in my
Right?
inventory? Where did this even come from? Yeah, and then you want to have obviously regular grenades. Whatever, that should be easy enough. Okay, cool. That's all the specifics for carrying crap. As a team lead, I generally like to carry explosives and a firing device, just because there's generally need for explosives,
Hi.
and someone always has, always runs out of explosives. So I like to have backup. You guys can carry mines or whatever you else want as an extra for a team lead. It doesn't matter to me. If you want to carry AT, that's fine as well. Yeah, it doesn't matter to me. But I just make sure your inventory space is filled up and useful correctly. And yeah, that should be basic. Anything else that I'm doing wrong or that you guys caught? Because I'm still learning myself, so. I am going to throw a suppressor on this thing, though.
The micro dagger GPS.
There is a GPS,
That-
which
Yeah, the micro dagger GPS.
I do not have much space.
Not the special one. Not like the GPS hit on the.
oh, that does
you
remind me.
put
Make
it,
sure
like-
everyone has a GPS. And
Yeah, that one.
Oh yeah,
or the micro
GPS
dagger
and laser designators. So those can also double as binoculars, and it's always, always, always handy to have a laser designator with extra batteries.
yes. And Arma's very weird about the batteries, so you want to try to make sure you bring.
I
a few.
don't know what the fuck the batteries even do.
So your
Well,
laser designator can run out of batteries, then it can no longer
I've never
designate.
had that happen.
Oh,
But sometimes, if you like load
Sometimes
in,
it does.
or if you respawn and load that loadout again, or if you just are still alive and load that loadout again, the designator will spawn in without a battery, so you can't designate with it. So
Yes.
you want
Mine's
to carry.
battery, by the way.
You want to
Battery.
battery is in ammo.
it's under ammo. Yeah, at the very bottom of ammo.
So you want to make sure you bring a few batteries in case that like you reload your loadout and your designator doesn't have a battery in it for some reason.
Gotcha.
Arma's very weird about that.
Standing by.
Yeah.
Awaiting orders.
But the battery
Yep.
specifically
Ready for orders.
doesn't like to
Awaiting
save
orders.
it.
Yep, good to know.
Yeah. And
Awaiting
GPS
orders.
and I don't know. I think it's good when
Ready
people
for
have
orders.
NVGs with thermals.
Standing by.
Yes, it's always good to have
Standing by.
thermals. I wouldn't say it's a requirement just because
Ready.
everyone has their own preferences, but it literally does not hurt to have it. Like, I always carry NVGs with thermals just because, like you said, it's if you need to scan for thermals in an area,
Awaiting
or
orders.
you guys are operating for 6 hours and you run into the nighttime,
Ready.
then it helps.
Yeah, sure.
Standing by.
Anything else you
Awaiting
guys can think of that you normally bring or like to bring, or
Waiting.
I always bring like 2 earplugs because sometimes people
Standing
forget
by.
earplugs or something.
yes. Oh, you didn't load in yet. We were talking about that. Yes,
Standing
I
by.
agree. That's a very good.
Roger.
Always bring extra earplugs, and what else do we say to bring extra for that people always forget?
On the way.
Mines or explosives.
Yeah, explosive. Yes, like that. For your extra space, I always end
grenades.
up having extra space.
I never have extra space.
See, I don't know how you do it.
I don't even know. I bring 11 mags. I bring tons of smoke, tons of magazines, blood. Like,
Oh,
I don't know.
I guess for me it's because I carry like tools, like toolkits.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, see, I don't carry a toolkit normally as a, but yeah, that's if you that could be your definitely a bonus thing if you want to carry those as well. That works. Cool, and then from here, if you already don't have, sorry, I'm making the mission right as I'm talking. So if you don't have any equipment assigned beforehand, which I usually have been trying to throw in beforehand, but with Star Wars it's been very iffy lately on like actually making stuff correct and not breaking it when I place stuff down beforehand. So if you do want anything specific after the briefing is given, then is generally the time to ask, and I'll usually say, hey, anything else extra you guys need, because and you guys kind of need to be able to have a good judgment on what you need and what you don't need, and what's excessive and what's not excessive. I mean, if you're not a team lead, then you can go joke around for all I care and be like, oh, give us 5 tanks, whatever. But the team lead ultimately is going to have to be the one that actually goes and requests stuff. So for example, this mission that we're going to do is taking out a high value target in a certain area and not rescuing, but picking up some lost military equipment. It's not working. There we go. So it's going, since we're on Tanoa, it's going to be on an island. I will mark the area, and what I'm going to go over is where to place LZs generally with me, because I'll show you how I kind of generally dictate the mission area depending on the actual like space and whatnot, because sometimes it'll be a very small space and sometimes it'll be a very large space. It really just depends on, like I said, on what the actual area is and what the map kind of dictates. So as I mark on the map this thing over here, come on, let's go to the map.
We're inside, right?
What?
We're in side channel, right?
Side channel? I don't know. What do you mean?
For communication, map, stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Hardcore.
That's something I like to tell people always. Make sure you're inside channel.
Yes.
Which channel are we using?
Side.
What?
Satellite.
What
No,
are
I
you
mean
using?
which frequency?
Oh,
100.
Oh, yeah, 100 for short range and 50 is always long range for communication between inter squad. Yeah. Tell you, technically this round you shouldn't have to have a long range, but if you want to get a loadout set, then you can.
I mean, I'm just gonna load out set, and I'm really not gonna bring one.
Dagger, why are you wearing a ball of cotton with a beret? It looks autistic.
I know it does.
Nah, it looks fine.
Problem
That's
is
better.
that he's using.
What are you, some fucking Middle Eastern dictator?
That he's using.
Okay.
All the same.
So if you guys go to your maps,
Yeah, he does.
I'm gonna go to my. Oops, let me get out of Zeus. Let's go to your maps. You guys see those 2 objectives in the bottom right near Harcourt?
Give me a second.
Ah.
Yep.
Me and the boys.
So, Zeus is going to say there's an HVT in this vicinity. You'll need to take out the HVT, and then on top of that, there's a stash of military equipment that was stolen. And you guys can either bring it back and load it up into vehicles, or destroy it. Whatever is easiest for you guys, whatever works best. If you guys do want to bring it back and use it, you can. You guys can bring. We're missing it looks like an APC. As well as
So my question is, why don't we do what America always does in the Middle East? Fucking drone strike it.
that's the thing is, so you can bring it back or destroy it, but there's civilians in the area. Yes.
Yeah,
I think there's civilians in the area. If we're playing Obama rules, then he would still take out the civilians, but we're not playing Obama rules, so. So yeah, there's civilians in the area. So and we know he's somewhere in here. It should be like an officer. Usually wears a blue beret. That's what I always choose. It's a blue beret.
Got it. Well, I mean, maybe I
Right.
should bring the beret.
Anyway, so from here, when I make my map, it's a connected area. So if you guys look on the map, there's buildings here, and it's continuing all the way through. So this area is kind of the connected area. You guys all see that?
Yeah.
Okay, so then if you were to go to, let's say total different side thing, let's say I marked a camp right here. Okay, just to the south, with a blue, if you guys see that over here, near Hill 190. You guys all eyes on? So if I said there's an enemy camp right here, you guys would say, okay, there's buildings here, and open space, all this around area. I'm going to assume, because I'm not going to circle it, I'm going to assume that this is the AO, and then I might even put a question mark here and say, maybe enemy right here, and this would be me as the team lead, saying, okay, maybe enemy here at those buildings, in this area, and then, okay, there's some buildings right here to the south, so maybe enemy.
Yeah, I put squares around all the buildings.
Yep, and then so usually what I try to tell people is land about 300 meters away from the edge of the AO. So, and it's not always fair, don't get me wrong, because sometimes, like this forest clearing down here, it's a bigger AO than this. But if you go, possibly maybe enemy here, and let's say just, possibly maybe enemy here, because we don't know what KillSmith is going to actually do, then we'll say, okay, where's a good triangular position from all of these areas? We'll say, okay, let's go 300 yards from the edge of all of these. So we'll hop 1, 2, 3. So there's a road right here. There's a crossroads. That'll actually be perfect. We'll mark an LZ right here. And we'll say that's LZ Alpha. We can land 300 yards. If you guys want to be even more safe, you guys can back away to about 500 yards. It depends on,
We can land at the radio tower.
Yep, exactly. Yes, you want to mark that then, Magnar? So we can put, this can be LZ Alpha, and that can be LZ Bravo. So if we fly, if we fly over, and we're right about, here, just north of the radio tower, and we see enemies, crawling through the forest right here, or we see them on the very edge, we'll say, okay, LZ Alpha's too close. Let's go to the backup LZ at the radio tower, and we'll march from there to go clear these areas.
Nothing.
Everyone follow me
Oh, hey,
for...
look, Monk's here.
Yeah.
What?
Who? What? Who?
Monk?
I know Mystery's here. I see that.
Yeah, Mystery's here.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
We have more people.
Everyone dance.
Oh,
Dance
they're
with
in the
everyone.
lobby, yeah. Okay, so any questions on that? Does that make sense? That is, I'm kind of giving you a peek into how I think as a Zeus.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's clear these all out. So having said that,
Designated marksman.
so having said that, for this mission area, we can look around and we say,
Sure.
we can then see, okay, there's a cluster of buildings. I don't know, yeah, so using that, you guys look around this area and see what you would mark
User joined your channel.
as possible area. And because, there's probably enemy patrols in the area, that are working around the area. So mark, so coordinate among yourselves right now. You guys can all mark on the map. We'll erase stuff that's bad or incorrect in the future, in a minute. But just so you guys can I can see if you guys are, seeing what I'm saying.
So in that red box is probably where the HVT is, since I assume that mark's not 100% accurate where he's located.
Right.
I'm assuming it's in that general area around it.
Right.
So all those buildings probably he could be in. And the bring back equipment or destroy. It's probably a bit more accurate.
Yeah, on that pier.
Yeah. So it would be.
I'm looking at
somewhere
a
in like
couple
this
larger
area.
buildings here. Vanguard, in
where?
the town. The larger
Markham?
buildings in the town. Oh yeah, I'm in Markham. There's a compound actually in the town.
Okay.
Not exactly market.
I just circled it.
Okay, I see it.
That's a
yeah.
compound. Yeah, looks like a possibility.
Possibly, yeah, maybe.
He's got to be in that area.
Yeah, maybe he is a bit outside that area, yeah. There's probably definitely patrols going from the roads around to both objectives.
That sounds about right, yeah.
So, I will mark the area where with yellow for patrols. You know what? Maybe not yellows with the fucking blue. So like probably along these roads, like.
It's not better for us to deploy here. That way we can lead with the...
That patrol route? That sounds about right.
And maybe like patrol that patrols in a smaller area like that.
Yes, if that compound actually is where he is, right, there will definitely be a patrol specifically meant around that compound.
Patrol's definitely around that area.
That doesn't mean this area isn't occupied, though.
Oh,
Exactly.
that area definitely is occupied right now. I was just more looking at the areas where the ejects are located, and we can worry about where enemies might be. Well, so definitely that in this area. Right here.
Yeah, agreed.
Possible for guys to be.
That's why I would have landed about here.
About there, yeah.
That's also a relatively flat area.
Yeah,
that's
that'd be a good
area.
That'd be a good point, yeah.
And if we need to, we can go to the town a bit more west to that if we want to be extra safe.
Yes, that can work. Or we can just we can get someone on the hill with like a binocular and look into there.
We could do that as well.
It's
just the forest area that would block your view.
Yeah.
It might, but there's a couple buildings on the hill.
Oh yeah.
Out here.
I'm thinking
if they have mortar support as well, that they probably could possibly up there if the trees aren't too bad.
Agreed.
Theoretically,
an Overwatch position at around here. Want the nice view.
Yeah. I'm thinking
That could
also
work,
like
that
some
could work.
enemies like right around these buildings.
theoretically, I'm not too sure about that, but we could also land on the other side of the river.
Could do that.
At least to scout. I don't know.
Yeah.
the town, maybe?
This is
the northern part?
That's a wide
The
open
problem
area.
is gonna be that if there is a patrol crossing the river, it's gonna be difficult.
Drop one guy over there and let him just scout. You know what I mean?
Like drop them over by like right here.
Katomo?
Problem is that
right
it's
there.
problem is that it's like the surface level of the. He might see the equipment.
The equipment's probably inside the building, so.
Yes, the equipment's probably gonna be stored inside. Let's be honest here.
Yeah, and like buildings here, he's only going to be like the
Let's
outskirts.
be real here. They
That's about
probably, if they have enough equipment, enough guys, they might have like a checkpoint set up on the bridge.
Oh yeah, so that's something that I didn't do as Zeus. So that's one thing I'll say is this is you're going up against rebels. So it's rebels that have stolen. It's not like we're invading. So you're looking for insurgent style weaponry. You're not. That's what they're going to be having is insurgent style weaponry. No heavy armor, no heavy equipment. Just light armor. Not light armor. Sorry, light.
We should still pursue caution.
What am I trying to say? Small arms. That's what I'm trying to say. Small arms and light vehicles like technicals.
Yeah, exactly. They could turn the what's it called APC against us.
Like they still have guns that can hurt us.
We should still proceed with caution.
Right? Like
I'm not done.
Yes.
Like they may be a bunch of rebels, but if they're big enough, if there's enough of them, they can spare to have like a few guys
That is
on the
true.
bridge with like a few cars.
If we were to land on the opposite side of the bridge, though, I'm looking at like Hill 43 or Hill 60. That might be a better, higher vantage point to peek into the town.
I mean, yeah, that would be, but we are not assaulted from that bridge.
Exactly. Crossing the bridge is going to be a bit of a problem. If we do get there, though, the one guy on the other side is going to have a bit of a problem. Crossing the bridge is going to be a problem.
So wait, no, this is good discussion. This is good discussion, real quick. So as team leads, this is a perfect discussion of what you guys should be doing. as team leaders of, yellow, blue, red, green beforehand, great. So then if you say, hey, if we do want to go to the north side of the bridge, hey, High Command, could we get some boats maybe dropped off at the town of Kodomo or something like that? So if you guys did want to do an assault from that side and snipe, you guys could do that. Because with me, I'm totally okay with that. So you guys can request, boats. You guys can request, hey, can there be, a supply drop sent there, etc., etc.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Like I said, or if you guys want to go on the other side, you can say, hey, we want to drop near the town of Losi. Is there any, quad bikes or any military equipment we can get dropped there? And I could say, yeah, there's a Humvee or whatever. So I'm a fairly lax Zeus, and most of this is, the point of this is to show you how I Zeus and what you guys can and can't do, and how you guys should be thinking as team leads. So continue.
So
or compound that they might have something in if they have enough equipment, like maybe mortar set up there instead.
So I feel like
the place.
Yeah, I marked it with the unknown side.
Oh wait, what?
Over here.
Oh, that one. Okay.
One question: it's not better for us to attack from this direction?
Well, right now we only have how many people here? 6. So I mean, yeah, we could do 2 teams of 3. Yeah, we could. Could definitely do a 2-pronged attack.
I wouldn't.
No, for this one, I would say we'll all be one squad. It's fine. This is scaled to be.
That's the idea, but
yeah.
I mean, your team only had 3 people last time.
Yeah. Yeah, and so that's one thing. If you guys did want to use red team, you can say, hey, let's drop red team, on the north or the north end near Kodomo. Red team goes and scouts that out right up here, and then from there you guys can say, hey, the rest of us will hang out, at the main airfield, and then if red team says yes, we can go from here and take boats, then you'll go and assault from there. Or if red team says no, they're guarding this bridge, you guys should go and head in through Losi and go from there, then that's another option for direct recon. Just so you guys know for the future as well.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I mean, yeah, no, if we had the full each team with all of their members here, we could do it like a 2-pronged attack. Since green team and blue team should have enough to be able to pull off a 2-pronged attack together. Red team definitely not, but they're supposed to be more of a support Overwatch, so.
Yeah. So for this one, you guys got one squad. As team lead, I would just say it's probably not wise to go and do the boat assault because it's a lot of open space. I would say probably land somewhere in the forested area and deploy from there for this one.
Definitely not.
Unless we're getting landing craft and making a D-Day.
Right here would be a nice area to land. The thing is that I'm worried about this little compound up here.
Yeah.
But the moment we land, it's just we hit this one, then we can go for this little Overwatch area. We check out what's going on, and then we can.
But the thing is,
it's like a bit of a phased attack, I see.
500 meters from the operation.
It's similar to phase lines, yeah. That could definitely work.
Vehicle here, they can shoot us to pieces before we even land. It's more easy we drop at this area.
That's why you land on the other side of the hill. So this is the top of the hill right here that you are right. It is visible. But
we can fly in if we don't like what we're seeing or we're not sure. We can always move back to the town.
That's true.
We have a lot of options to work with here. There's a lot of natural terrain and buildings we could use to our advantage.
I think a good idea for once we are further into this op is if we can get, because this is a little far. Once we have, made sure that this sort of general area is clear, a landing zone around these buildings somewhere, maybe back here on the road or something like that. That'd be good. So that way people.
Places where we could either land in the town a bit back or up on that hill.
The initial one, yeah. But as a second one, so that someone isn't reinserted and has to walk all the way fucking here, it'd be good. Yeah. It'd be good for the next LZ to be maybe somewhere around here. That way.
Buildings, right?
Yes, I'm glad you brought that up. That's exactly what you want to do. Is you want to be able to, once you land on the, before you land, mark a temporary reinforcement LZ, reinsert LZ, and then when you get on the ground, you can confirm it or move it. So that's perfect. Good that you brought that up, EXO.
Thank you. Yep. So I'm thinking ahead for later on. We don't want people to be reinserting here and taking forever for reinforcements to come to wherever we are. Because this is a fair distance.
Are we actually going flying or like?
There, I marked the green are like
What'd you say?
Reinserts idea.
Are we actually going flying, by the way?
Going flying?
I think we're making a helicopter, taking a helicopter, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So blue are the areas where we can land.
Initial
and then
LZ.
green are for reinserts if once we've cleared them.
Okay.
Nice.
I think those two spots I've marked are good. Any points on those?
No, they make sense. I think.
Yeah, they all
say,
sound like they're gonna
honestly,
work.
like
this
this
one's
one.
a bit. This one's a bit risky.
Oh,
Because
this is a
open field.
well, yeah,
At
but
least
this is
one you
a.
have a lot of forest cover.
You should
true.
mark
But
those
And we have to
Magnar
keep
so
in
as
mind, there could be
reinsert
natural cover
versus.
along the road.
So like you should mark them like LZ. So that way if like Ace is flying, he's gonna see 3 blank marks and the blue marks.
Gotcha.
So if you mark LZ Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, or 1, 2, 3, ABC, tri-tip, ribs, and chicken wings, whatever you want to call them, I don't care. That way you can just say when you're flying, hey, yeah, exactly. Just say hey, hit this one first. If that one's not that, then this one, then this one. But you guys doing real good.
Chicken wings.
Dude, that's the most American thing I've ever heard.
With the misspelled chicken.
Yo,
Right.
boys, we're gonna pop into LZ, Florida next. All right, we're gonna be expecting some heavy retard infantry.
Yeah, but Xylamic, to your point, yeah, but this was this LZ right here was more of a idea for later on once this area is clear, because
like
this is
once we clear the like take out the HVT.
yeah. Once we're like
places
fighting in the town, I'm thinking somewhere close, like here or here, is good for reinsert. So that way, this is our initial for when we're coming up to the town. But once we've actually reached and are fighting in the town, somewhere closer, like here or here, would be good. So once we're in the town, we're gonna be pretty sure this area is like clear.
Yeah. Unless somehow an AI from the dock managed to sneak past us and end up there, but
yeah, but
I feel like
close.
probably
Even then, we're stretching it a bit if an AI just managed to somehow get brains.
Right?
Exactly. Excuse me for a question. There's any route that the enemy can receive reinforcements?
Oh, that's a very good question. Yep, which I haven't really, no one's really asked, and so I haven't really used that. Yeah, so this entire southern island, we circle this. Whoops, no, hold on. Let me go back into regular map, because I can't circle in Zeus. But this entire island is rebel controlled. Yep, that's a bad circle. Sorry, guys, but that entire island's rebel controlled. So, since you asked me, reinforcement routes are going to be coming from the town of Dudestill. And then, actually, I'm marking those in Zeus. But good, I'm glad.
So we can assume every town down here can be considered hostile. Well, have hostile.
Correct. So the main thing is there's civilians mixed in with everything, so they might be regular. We know for sure the town of Harcourt is heavily, what do you call it? Heavily guarded. We also know that Dudestill is
the reinforcements.
Enemy presence. Yep. And then the town in the south of Lynnhaven. So they might be coming from the south as well.
Yeah, I've already started marking fucking.
If anything,
there it is.
Lossy a friendly town?
Lossy, there's no confirmed enemy presence in Lossy.
Well, considering the distance between Dudestill and Harcourt, maybe there would be motorized infantry that would come from that part.
Awaiting orders.
We can maybe send someone to set some traps in the road to blow up any vehicles that come from that way.
So, yeah, so this
I think if we had a full-sized op, that'd be a good plan. Like, green team can come up on this main route, and blue team can go set up traps, or red team, something like that. But
so I would mark that, just so you guys know, because that's exactly what I want you guys to be doing, is practicing and saying, hey, so for right now, let's just pretend that we are green team. So you can just say, okay, we're going to mark this area as blue teams insert, whether they come in from the north to Kotomo or from, over the island. But you can say, all right, we're going to have blue team insert here and hold a blocking position, come from this way. And you guys already marked that red team is going to, go up there. So just mark that and just pretend that they're going to be in the op. I can spawn an AI if you guys want, but that way it's more of a realistic drill, you know?
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing as they have airbase, do they have any assets?
Negative.
If anything, it would probably just be civilian helicopters.
Yeah.
Transport
We are fighting
helicopters,
insurgents
I highly
after all.
doubt. Yeah, I highly doubt.
Just
we'd
like
have,
the standard
armed
civilian.
Correct. They might have
Like a
hijacked some
news
recon
helicopter.
ones,
Right, yeah.
but nothing that can carry reinforcements nor have weapons. So these are good questions, and these are things that sometimes get asked of me as Zeus, sometimes they don't. So even if you're not a team lead, and your team lead comes to you with a plan and says, hey, this is what's happening, you can definitely ask, hey, XO, is there going to be enemy air assets? And you'll be like, I didn't ask Zeus, hey, Zeus, and then he'll turn around and ask. Yeah. So.
I mean, the problem is, it's like pretty much briefing's done. All right, there you go. We're going in the mission. There's not really much time sometimes.
Yeah, we always usually hop into it the moment it ends.
Actually, yeah, by the time the briefing's done, everybody's like, okay, set plan. We, most of the guys of the TLs, are already briefing pods about, okay, this is...
Yes, and so once...
There's generally no time to brief your team on it and have them ask any questions.
Yeah, so going forward, I'm going to try to be better at that. The past couple weeks have been pretty crazy for me, so I've been as detailed. I apologize.
Yeah.
But in the past, I have been more detailed, like at the zombie op. I would definitely mark out everything beforehand. I'd let you guys know what assets. Bjorn has that, team lead chart that says, enemy armor presence or APC.
Penis bread.
Yeah. So good. This is good. All right, keep going.
Yeah. I'm just currently still marking all the towns since we're expecting all towns to be occupied here. You can see.
I wouldn't worry that.
I wouldn't say.
I mean, we're not clearing all of them, but let's be earlier. If they're occupied, we don't know their numbers, man.
That's true, but I feel like.
So yeah, so I marked the two that are confirmed enemy presence. Yeah, I marked those two that were confirmed enemy presence. So if anything, I would just say, hey, let's avoid, this part of the island.
Yeah.
But it's good to mark.
Will take.
You cut out
You cut out Xylemic?
Yeah.
It will take 1 minute to get there if they're driving fast as fuck.
6, 7, 8. That's like a kilometer, a little over a kilometer drive. So. I'd say it'd take 5 to 10 minutes plus response time because they don't have crazy good communication organization as insurgents. So if you guys do the raid fast enough, you guys might not even catch any reinforcements. You guys have done that in the past.
What's your radio frequency again?
100.
100 for short range, 50 for long range. And then I will come along as a rifleman for you guys as well, just so you guys know, because I'll be playing it too.